This is Davey Breon. This one is the best game masters make it personal for the players. When I know as a player, I used to make characters, and if I made a character and I felt like I didn't matter in the world, um, it was a huge disconnect. It felt like why bother playing if my actions don't matter, you know. Um, and sure, especially if you start at very low levels, first to third level characters, say in Dungeons and Dragons, or you're starting in a game where the characters are not nowhere near epic level. Um, it's okay to start that way, but you really want to have characters. The game master wants to let the players have characters that, as they advance, as they interact with the NPCs in the world around them, that it really does matter. If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and the characters go into a short little first level adventure and they go into a tower, they kick the goblins out, they get some magic items, come back to town, just ensure that you remember that they actually did that. The townsfolk may, it matters that these events did happen. Throw in little tidbits. One of the oldest tropes in the world is all the players are in tavern and someone comes in with a treasure map or something. But instead of starting a game out like that, why not have, say, the paladin in the group, their order says, hey, I'm entrusting you personally with this information, and I'm entrusting you to create a team to go into this place to eliminate this evil. Or someone's playing a rogue and they have a contact on the street and they say, hey man, hey, I've got this map for a couple of copper, man, I'll give it to you because, hey, I think you're the guy to do something with this. I don't trust anybody else. Or a wizard comes into town and they say, hey, I've heard of you before. Take a look at this map. What do you think of it? Is there anything you can do with it? We don't believe there's any evil monsters in this area, but maybe you could investigate it. Just make it personal. After when the game is done, let the consequences lay as they may. If they defeated the evil, allow the townspeople to feel in awe and grateful for it. Maybe there's a local constable that's maybe a little jealous, like, hey, I should have been chosen to go on this adventure, but this ragtag group of upstarts are doing it, and they're getting all the glory, and here I am stuck back at home. Let these things matter, and they don't have to become full adventures. They don't have to. You don't have to craft a whole game around it, but these are the kind of things that turn railroad games into sandboxes where it becomes its own entity. There are many novelists and writers that have characters, and some of those novelists will say that the actions of the characters they create have their own life, and that's what you want to do as a game master, just to make sure that throw a nugget in, make sure the characters matter in your world, that they have a reputation, they have families, that the things that they do matter in the next game, into the next game, and that they become their own legacy. Some of the best games I've had were characters that were able to retire and become NPCs as kings and queens and infamous individuals in later adventures, months and years later on. So make it personal. Oh, shit.